I wanted to start you off today with a message of encouragement. Almost, it's probably a little bit of a challenge, just because I know it's a challenge for me too sometimes. But I wanted to start this week off for you guys with a simple reminder, a more of an encouraging reminder, right? So I want to share with you guys today on the topic no pain, no gain. We're going to be looking at the first few verses in James, where it says, James, a bondservant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes who are dispersed abroad, greetings. Consider it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. But if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all generously and without reproach, and it will be given to him. But he must ask in faith without any doubting. For the one who doubts is like the surf of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. For that person ought not to expect that he will receive anything from the Lord, being a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. Now, you might be asking yourself, how is this encouraging? Well, let me unpack that for you a little bit. So, first off, it's calling us to remember that when we do walk through difficult seasons in life, it's designed by God being sovereign over everything in our life to strengthen our faith. Think about the gym. You literally cannot get stronger without you hitting max bench press, without you maxing out on a set, without your muscles literally hurting where they give out, right? But then if you take in the proper protein, if you take in the proper recovery, your your muscles begin to grow and they begin to get larger and more effective. But our faith is the same way. We look at our faith sometimes as this thing of, I feel like my life should be getting easier. If seasons hit hard, maybe God isn't with me anymore. Well, no, it's actually the complete opposite. God is actually entrusting that He's allowing you to walk through that season because He knows it's going to strengthen your faith. And if you choose to see it the same way, it's all about your perspective. Are you looking at your trial as God's punishing you? Or are you looking at a trial where your faith is maybe a little bit shaky as, hey, this is just me experiencing a new max faith bench. I'm experiencing a new a bench press max, a new faith max. And I simply have to trust that through the season, I'm going to see the goodness of the Lord again. And it allows you to have a stronger faith for the future. Because when it talks about so you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing, that's talking about a mature believer, a mature believer, somebody who is able to go through seasons of life, go through hardships in life, and understand that, you know what, this hardship doesn't mean that God has abandoned me. It simply means that I'm able to walk through more difficult seasons. In the same way that you learn a deeper level of education as you get older in school versus younger, you almost have to start off easy to get yourself started. But as your faith develops, as you grow, as you gain understanding, you're able to go through tougher seasons, which means that your understanding gets deeper, which means that your faith can get deeper. It's all designed to literally make you stronger. Now, here's the kicker. When it talks about asking God for wisdom, but not having any doubt, here's what that means when I read it. Here's how God's revealed it to me in the past. It means that we don't doubt God's ability to do something, but sometimes we doubt that our timing is aligned with His, right? Let's think of it this way. You have a sick family member and you're asking God to heal them. Sometimes we know people do get miraculously healed. sometimes we also know that people don't always get healed. But here's the thing, that's not God not having the ability to do it. That's it wasn't the timing for that kind of a result. So what I'm sharing with you is it's okay to wonder if your timing of your prayer is not accurate, but don't doubt God's ability to answer the prayer, right? Just like when it talks about wisdom, it's not the receiving the wisdom is about us knowing and us understanding that we are the imperfect beings. So God can always reveal the wisdom to us. But if we're asking God for something, if we're asking Him for a miracle, that's not about us questioning His ability. It's about us questioning our timing with His timing. Because remember, God is outside of time. He didn't create time. He was already existing before he created the time spectrum. So what's all that what does all that mean together? It means that when we walk through life, a lot of us, myself included, we were not taught that faith is not going to be an easy walk, but it's going to be a strengthening walk. We were never taught that having faith meant going through tougher and tougher and tougher seasons. Look at Jesus' life. Jesus did not have an easy life. Okay? I think we can all honestly say he did not have an easy life. But he had a faith filled life and gave us a literal walking example of what having faith in the Lord looks like, right? Because he didn't doubt his Father. He had preferences, like in the Garden of Gethsemane when he asked for this cup to be taken from him. He was not wanting to go to the cross. He knew the pain and the agony he was going to have to endure, but he also said, nonetheless, not my will, but your will be done, right? So he was modeling for us this concept of, I know that this faith walk is going to be giving me pain. I know I'm going to walk through hardships, but I also know if I see it through, if I endure, that it will help me become the person I need to be. It'll help my faith get stronger. It'll ultimately help me get to know God better and have a deeper relationship with Him. So what's your takeaway from this? What's your thing to apply for this week? As you walk through trials this week, as you walk through trials this year, we make this very simple. Don't let's change the perspective of how we look at our faith. Let's not look at it as I simply believe in a God, but let's look at it as my faith is designed to walk through fires. If life hits me hard, I'm not going to look at this as something negative. I'm going to look at this is an opportunity for me to go to the spiritual gym, get stronger, get more faith filled, and see God work in deeper ways. Because remember what the word says, without faith, it is impossible to please God. That's right, that's what it says. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. Let's have faith this week. Let's show God some faith this week and trust that even when we can't always see it, just like Hebrews says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Let's walk with God. Let's trust Him this week. And let's see what being willing to persevere through a tough season can do to our spirit, can do to our faith, and ultimately can do to our perspective. Have a great Monday, everybody. Have a great week. And we look forward to seeing all of you that can make it to our 1 year anniversary recording in Wendell, North Carolina on April 27th from 7 to 8 p.m. Have a great day.